First and foremost, giving all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. And today's lesson is going to be the Most High great judgment on Antiochus. This is the book of 2nd Maccabees 9 verse 1, and I'm going to read until verse 29. About that time came Antiochus with dishonor out of the country of Persia, for he had entered the city called Persepolis, and went about to rob the temple and to hold the city, whereupon the multitude running to defend themselves with their weapons put them to flight. And so it happened, Antiochus being put to flight of the inhabitants returned with shame. Now when he came to Ecbatana, news was brought him what had happened unto Nicanor and Timotheus. Then swelling with anger, he thought to avenge upon the Jews the disgrace done unto him by those that made him flee. Therefore commanded he his chariot man to drive without ceasing, and to dispatch the journey. The judgment of the Most High now following him, for he had spoken proudly in this sort: he would come to Jerusalem and make it a common burying place of the Jews. Antiochus is going to come to Jerusalem and make it a common burying place of the Jews. Antiochus is a proud Edomite devil with power. Those are the worst ones. But the Lord Almighty, the God of Israel, smote him with an incurable and invisible plague. For as soon as he had spoken these words, a pain of the bowels that was remedials came upon him, and sore torments of the inner parts. The Most High plagued Antiochus with an invisible and incurable plague of the bowels. And bowels means your insides, like your heart, liver, lungs, intestines. The Lord plagued Antiochus, and that mostly justly, for he had tormented other man's bowels with many and strange torments. How about he nothing at all ceased from his bragging, but still was filled with pride, breathing out fire in his rage against the Jews, and commanding to haste the journey. But it came to pass that he fell down from his chariot, carried violently, so that having a sore fall, all the members of his body were much pain. Antiochus was so proud that the Most High Yahweh plagued him with an invisible and incurable plague of the bowels. And Antiochus was still proud. And thus he that a little aforethought he might command the waves of the sea, so proud was he beyond the condition of man, and weighed the high mountains in a balance, was now cast on the ground, and carried in an horse litter, showing forth unto all the manifest power of the Most High, so that the worms rose up out of the body of this wicked man, and whilst he lived in sorrow and pain, his flesh fell away, and the filthiness of his smell was noisome to all his army. Can you imagine how bad Antiochus smelled? Antiochus probably smelled like a decomposing body. And the man that thought a little afore he could reach to the stars of heaven, no man could endure to carry for his intolerable stink. Here, therefore, being plagued, he began to leave off his great pride, and to come to the knowledge of himself by the scourge of God, his pain increasing every moment. You know how you walk in your room and hit your pinky toe on the edge of the bed, and you brace yourself because you know the pain is coming. And after about 2 seconds, the pain comes and it hurts like hell. But after about a minute, the pain starts to go down, and eventually the pain goes away. But with Antiochus, it was the opposite. Antiochus' pain kept increasing every second. Can you imagine that? That's why we keep warning you Israelites to fear Yahweh. The Most High is to be feared, and his son too, Yahweh Shai. They both are to be feared. And when he himself could not abide his own smell, he said these words: "It is meet to be subject unto the Most High, and that a man that is mortal should not proudly think of himself as if he were the Most High. This wicked person vowed also unto the Lord, who now no more would have mercy upon him, saying this, that the holy city to the which he was going in haste to lay it even with the ground and to make it a common burying place, he would set at liberty. And as touching the Jews whom he had judged not worthy so much as to be buried, but to be cast out with their children, to be devoured of the fowls and wild beasts, he would make them all equals to the citizens of Athens. Antiochus before was saying him and his army was going to come to Jerusalem and make it a common burying place of the Jews, and that the Jews' bodies wasn't worthy to be buried. And now Antiochus is saying he would make the Jews equal to the citizens of Athens. It's too late, Antiochus. The Lord already judged you. And the holy temple, which before he had spoiled, he would garnish with goodly gifts, and restore all the holy vessels with many more, and out of his own revenue defray the charges belonging to the sacrifices. Yeah, and that also he would become a Jew himself and go through all the world that was inhabited and declare the power of Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. This guy. Now Antiochus is saying he would become a Jew himself and would go around the entire world and declare the power of the Most High. Man. The Most High humbled Antiochus, but it's too late for him. But for all this, his pains would not cease, for the just judgment of Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, was come upon him. Therefore, despairing of his health, he wrote unto the Jews the letter underwritten, containing the form of a supplication after this manner: Antiochus, king and governor, to the good Jews, his citizens, wish it much joy, health, and prosperity. If ye and your children fare well, and your affairs be to your contentment, I give very great thanks to the Most High, having my hope in heaven. This guy, this is funny, man. As for me, I was weak, or else I would have remembered kindly your honor and goodwill, returning out of Persia and being taken with a grievous disease. I thought it necessary to care for the common safety of all, not distrusting mine health, but having great hope to escape this sickness. But considering that even my father, at what time he led an army into the countries, appointed a successor, to the end that if anything fell out contrary to expectation, or if any tidings were brought that were grievous, they of the land, knowing to whom the state was left, might not be troubled. Again, considering how that the princess that are borderers and neighbors unto my kingdom wait for opportunities and expect what shall be the event. I have appointed my son Antiochus king, whom I often committed and commended unto many of you when I went up into the high province, to whom I have written as follows. Therefore I pray and request you to remember the benefits that I have done unto you generally and in special, and that every man will be still faithful to me and my son. For I am persuaded that he, understanding my mind, will favorably and graciously yield to your desires. Thus the murderer and blasphemer, having suffered most grievously as he entreated other man, so died he a miserable death in a strange country in the mountains. Antiochus died a painful, horrific death in a strange country somewhere in the mountains. That was Antiochus, and Philip that was brought up with him carried away his body, who also fearing the son of Antiochus went into Egypt to Ptolemaeus Philometer. The Most High great judgment on Antiochus. Shalom. Shalom.